Welcome back, my Jedi friends. And today I asked a question. What can Yoda teach us about working with energy? So, to those of you that are regulars on the channel, you'll know that I run a Jedi training academy, and you'll know that I make a lot of comparisons between what we learned in the film Star Wars and what the practical use of energy actually is. So, today we're going to work through it. We're going to work through the comparison. So, for those that work with energy, for those that follow the channel, you will know that my version of working with energy is that there is a universal life force which runs through the universe. Now, there's the first direct comparison with Star Wars. There's a force, the force, energy, energy, the force. The two are, in my world, exactly the same. There's a force. And some people learn to tune into it, and most people don't. There you go. Difference between people that work with energy and those that don't work with energy. Now, those that are trained to work with energy may not even realize this. Part of them possibly does, but this isn't something that's directly trained on any course that I went to. They talk about how to channel energy, and that's it. The relationship of it, talking about it, was really not very big part of the training, if any at all. So there's a universal life force energy. It's the force, is the force. And most energy training programs will teach you how to use the force, how to use it. And most systems will tell you how to set yourself up as a channel so that the force can work through you. So you're tapping into the force which is external and you're channeling it through yourself. Now, there's one energy system called vortex healing, which is fundamentally different in how it works. That you channel the force from within you. You go to a place, a vortex in your heart, and you channel the force out. So, from my understanding of what the force is it's not just an external thing that we can channel, it runs through everything and everyone. That's my understanding of the force. We all have it. We all have the force, folks. But some people understand it and learn how to use it and um, how to tap into it in a way that helps other people. Some learn to tap into it in a way that does harm to other people. And that is the direct comparison with Star Wars. So most energy systems, in fact, all energy systems that I've ever been to, folks, unless you're into the voodoo realm, which would be the dark arts, it's all about channeling the force for good. Can the force be channeled for bad? Yes, it can. But we're not going to talk about that, folks. We're not going to talk about that. Because this is a healing channel. This is about feeling better. This is about doing good for yourselves. And I know that there'll be a few of you watching thinking, oh, Adam, that's brilliant. Because I know some arseholes that could use a negative force channeling. Don't do it, folks. Don't do it, is my suggestion on that front. Although every part of your being is probably telling yourself, no, they do deserve it. But anyway, we're not going down that rabbit hole, folks. So there is the force. The force is energy. Energy is the force. That's the first thing about Yoda. Now, you'll see him in Star Wars wielding lightsabers, levitating, doing all sorts of mad stuff, lifting stuff out of swamps, big, what was it, an X-fighter or something like that, spaceships out of swamps, folks, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, which obviously that is seriously the advanced stage, and we don't even talk about that. So obviously that's the film version, that's the manifestation, and I'm sure that on some level that is possible for an advanced person, an advanced Jedi master that had advanced capabilities in working with energy. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to talk about practical applications today, folks. Practical applications. Now, you'll notice that Yoda in the film gets a feeling. He can feel the force. He's sensitive. If something happens to the other side of the world, he gets a feeling, he gets a sense. Now, that to me is intuition. So, what is it? It's working with energy and it's trusting your intuition. And a lot of people have learned not to trust their intuition, especially psychic kids. who bring forward their great skills and they get in trouble for it. And a lot of my psychic friends have experienced this, that wielding your psychic gifts as a kid is not always a good thing. It threatens people, especially when you know what they're thinking or feeling or the true motivations of what they're doing. So trusting your intuition is a big part of working with the Force, and that is a thing. It's when you see Master Yoda there, I feel something wrong. Something is wrong. I feel the Force. The Force do I, and he knows that something's wrong. That's intuition, folks. And some people get intuition. So tuning into the Force, you know that something's wrong. You don't know what it is, and then you get a phone call can feel that something's not right. You get an intuition to phone someone, you don't know why. These are the periphery of dealing with this stuff, folks. So, dealing with intuition, being tuned into intuition is a big part of the journey. And that's what you need to do. So, it's about intuition and it's about energy and it's about your relationship with it. So, you'll see a lot of the stuff when they hold their hands out and stuff starts to move. So, although you might not be able to move stuff physically, folks, that's how you move energy when you work with people. You hold the space, you channel the force. Your thoughts are energy, your energy are thoughts. So, if you're thinking good things about people, and this is why people that pray with a very good intention, why it works, because you're sending the thought to a bigger force and you're asking questions and you're energizing certain outcomes. When somebody is seriously sick in your house, you'll pray to them. Some people will pray, some people will work with energy. In many ways, they're the same thing because what you're doing is energizing positive outcomes. And that's what working with energy is energizing positive outcomes. Now, here's the paradox for most people that work with energy. The people that are drawn to work with energy are usually highly sensitive, empathic people. And through part of that journey of being empathic, of being highly sensitive, you're very sensitive to other people's opinions. And as we say, folks, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, and there's plenty of arseholes out there. So being highly sensitive and being tuned into the force and being drawn to a skill set that most people don't understand is a dangerous area for your mental health because most people don't get it. They'll take the piss out of you folks. Oh, the woo-woo arts, here we go again. Oh, they're doing their energy thing. Just leave them alone. You know, the facetious little passive-aggressive comments that come with people that don't understand stuff. People that don't understand stuff. So you'll be highly sensitive to criticism from people that don't get it. People that don't get it, folks. And what that's like, listening to people that don't get it, it's like telling someone in English, but they're Spanish, and they just look at you and then they just walk away. And you getting sensitive because they didn't react to what you said. You're talking a different language. You're working with a different language when you work with energy to people outside of it. So my suggestion, my Jedi friends, to be more like Yoda is to be more Jedi, to connect with more Jedis, to connect with people who are already sensitive to energy. People who already work with it, people that understand it, because they're the only sensible conversations you're going to get. The people that don't understand it, you're wasting your time. It's like talking about quantum physics or someone talking about quantum physics to you. And maybe you'll say, oh, I know a little bit about that, Adam. Okay, well, you're the exception to most people. You start mentioning quantum theory and black holes and that sort of reality. You know, most people are lost. If you're not open to it, if you don't know about it, if you haven't used it, if you have no experience in it, then what the fuck do anybody know about it that's got that CV? Oh, it sounds unbelievable. And we've had that conversation on this channel before, folks. So being a Jedi is knowing that this works without caring about what anyone else thinks. It's not necessarily about caring. It's about not caring what arseholes think that don't understand it, not listening to the voices. It's like schizophrenia, listening to people that don't understand energy, that have never used energy, that are not open to using energy. Listening to those voices is lunacy, folks. It's voluntary schizophrenia. Arseholes. So there you go, folks. What would Yoda tell us? Well, you wouldn't argue with Yoda. He's got a skill set and he uses it. And the people that understand it, they go to him to learn things. And people that don't understand it, they try and kill him. Like they try and kill him, but Yoda, Master Yoda, he's a tough fucker. And people don't normally see it coming because he's little guys pack a big punch when you're tuned into the Force. And there's another thing, folks, from a healing perspective, it doesn't matter how big you are or how tough you are. Like if you use the Force, the smallest person can be the most powerful. In fact, I've had one of the most powerful healings from a baby before. So there you go, folks. There's no limit to it. And I believe it's a skill set that we're born with. I believe that we're born connected to the Force. I believe that we're born naturally energized, and it's trained out of us by our parents who don't understand it. Now, if you've got parents that do work with energy, they do work with the Force, then you've got a slight advantage in this area. But for those that don't, are born into polar opposite, you probably have a big purpose, folks. And it can be a lifetime journey realizing who not to listen to, who's worth listening to, and who to connect to, which is why Jedis hang together, which is why energy workers will do well to at least touch base with people that understand what you do, to work together, to energize each other. And as we've talked on the channel, people that work with energy, you'll get your buzz because you like getting together in groups and you like raising everyone's energy together. Trouble is, you are caught in relationships or situations with people that thrive on reducing your energy. Narcissist, empath, we've talked about this dynamic. That's how it works. They get their energy by depleting yours. As an empath, your energy goes up. You surround yourself by fellow empaths, by people that are open to it. Everyone's energy goes up together. It all goes up, folks. Everybody goes up. Everyone feels better. It's the main difference between people that work with energy, the empaths, and arseholes, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths. They get their energy from draining yours, folks. And that's the Jedi way. People can only take your energy if you give them permission, if you start believing them, if you give them more authority than they deserve. And that your mind is the strongest part of the equation here, and that is a Jedi way. And how do you know if you're a Jedi? When you are surrounded in a room full of people that do not understand it and do not get it, how does your energy fare in that environment? People that will belittle you, people that will take the piss out of you, people that will laugh at you because they don't understand it. Well, being able to keep your energy in a reasonable spot, or certainly not to deplete it in that environment, is what a Jedi is all about, folks. And that, to me, is where we're at. Some people will be drawn towards it and others won't. It's that simple, folks. Some people get it, others don't. Some people were energized by it, others won't. And there'll be plenty of people out there looking to pull you back into the hole, folks. Pull you back in. When you reach their hand out to get them out of the shit that they're in, they'll pull you back in because they don't really want to change. They'd rather take the piss out of you. And the Jedi within you, and what Yoda can teach us, is once you own your own power, you're not dependent on anyone else's opinion. That you are independently motivated, you're independently energized, and you have a skill set that you can use for the rest of your life. And it doesn't matter who's around you. So there you go, folks. There's the Jedi. That's what Yoda can teach us. And that's my little ramble today. And if you want more of my little insights, then do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You'll find another piece of the jigsaw there. And my Jedi friends, you will go on, you will empower yourself, you will be the rock in the room, you will not be dependent on other people to feel energized, and you will be a Jedi master.